Good evening, everyone. I am Vaishnavi Vaiti from Kiran Advisors. Welcome to the virtual roadshow of RNFI Services Limited. Today, we will provide a brief overview of RNFI Services Limited and its innovative business model, along with the insights into the fintech industry. Established in 2015 and operating as technology-driven platform, offering advanced financial technology solutions in B2B and B2B2C sectors. Its integrated business model, accessible via online portal and mobile application, focuses on providing banking, digital, and government citizen G2C services across India. The business is segmented into four key areas: business correspondent services, non business correspondent services, full fledged changer services, and insurance broking. The company's aim is not only to create financial solutions but also to bridge the gap of technological inaccessibility between rural and urban India. From management team, we have Mr. Nimish Khandelwal, Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Dipankar Agarwal, Executive Director, and Mr. Rahul Srivastava, Executive Director.
Good
Hello,
evening,
sir,
everyone.
and good evening. From Choice Capital team, we have Ms. Shreya Poddar, AVP, and Mr. Ratiraj, Director and CEO. Good
Hello,
evening,
hello
ma'am. Good
everyone.
evening,
Good
sir.
evening.
Good evening.
Now I hand over to Dipankar, sir, to give us more insights about the company. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for sparing time for us and give us this opportunity to tell us about our company organization for upcoming IPO. So, RNFI Services Limited was founded in 2015 with a group of techies with an idea to basically explore the financial world. हमने बहुत छोटा स्टार्ट किया था फ्रॉम अ 300 स्क्वायर फीट रूम विद 5 से 7 लोग हम थे जो टेक डेवलप करते हैं और हमने इनिशियली स्टार्ट किया बैंकिंग एपीआई के थ्रू डीएमटी डोमेस्टिक मनी रेमिटेंस के थ्रू एंड ईयर ऑन ईयर हमने अपना नेटवर्क बनाया 2018 में हमने एपीएस विड्रॉल्स और एमएटीएम विड्रॉल्स इंट्रोड्यूस किया अपने प्लेटफॉर्म पे वेब एप्लीकेशन एज वेल एज एंड्रॉयड एप्लीकेशन और 2020 जब कोविड आया तो जितना भी सरकार का एड का पैसा जो आम जनता के बैंक अकाउंट में गया उसको कैश हमारे एजेंट नेटवर्क ने करा थ्रू एईपीएस एंड माइक्रो एटीएम। वहां से हमारे बिजनेस को बहुत बूम मिला और हमने फिर 2021 से अपने बिजनेस को डाइवर्सिफाई करना शुरू किया। हमने डेलिक्वेंट लोन कलेक्शन स्टार्ट किया, हमने सब्सिडरीज बनाई जिसमें कि इंश्योरेंस एडा का ब्रोकिंग लाइसेंस लिया हमने रैली एश्योर के नाम से और रैली मनी के नाम से फुल फ्लेज मनी चेंजर का लाइसेंस लिया फॉर फॉरेक्स बिजनेस। पिछले 2-3 सालों में ये तीनों बिजनेसेस अब प्रॉफिट करना शुरू कर गए हैं और हमें लगता है कि इनका बहुत अच्छा फ्यूचर है। इसके साथ साथ मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि हमारा एक 3.5 लाख एजेंट का नेटवर्क बेस है जो कि पूरे हिंदुस्तान में फैला हुआ है, नॉर्थ टू साउथ, ईस्ट टू वेस्ट, जिनके थ्रू हम अपने प्रोडक्ट एंड सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड कराते हैं B2C और ये हमें बहुत हेल्पफुल है क्योंकि कन्वेंशनल बिजनेस करने के साथ साथ हमारे पास एक ये नेटवर्क भी है जो कि हमारा बिजनेस प्रोडक्ट एंड सर्विसेज को जनता तक पहुंचाता है।
Okay, sir. Thank you. Now we will play a short AV about the company.
दुनिया में शायद ही कोई ऐसा व्यक्ति हो जो किसी न किसी तरह का फाइनेंशियल लेन देन ना करता हो। ये बात और भी महत्वपूर्ण हो जाती है जब बात 140 करोड़ से अधिक आबादी वाले कृषि प्रधान देश के संदर्भ में हो रही हो, जो फाइनेंशियल इनोवेशन के लिए अभूतपूर्व अवसर प्रदान करता है। देश में बढ़ती हुई टेक सेवी जनसंख्या, बढ़ता हुआ मोबाइल पेनिट्रेशन और इसके साथ मनरेगा, डीबीटी, प्रधानमंत्री कृषि निधि, प्रधानमंत्री उज्ज्वला योजना, प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना और आयुष्मान भारत जैसी सहायक सरकारी नीतियों के साथ फिनटेक इंडस्ट्री रिमार्केबल ग्रोथ कर रही है। इन सभी गवर्नमेंट इनिशिएटिव्स ने ग्रामीण आबादी के हाथों में अधिक आय प्रदान करी है और उनकी प्रोडक्ट्स और सर्विसेज पर खर्च करने की क्षमता और इच्छा दोनों को बढ़ाया है। इन परिवारों में से एक बड़ी संख्या जो पिछले कुछ वर्षों में मध्यम आय वर्ग में आई है, इन परिवारों की सेमी अर्बन और रूरल एरिया से होने की संभावना है और इनकी जीडीपी और हाउसहोल्ड इनकम में निरंतर वृद्धि के साथ आगे बढ़ने की उम्मीद है। ये सभी स्ट्रक्चरल चेंजेस बिजनेस की अपॉर्चुनिटीज में सुधार करेंगे, जो कि बैंकिंग और फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज के सेक्टर के लिए बिजनेस के नए अवसर प्रदान करेंगे और साथ ही इकोनॉमी की लॉन्ग टर्म ग्रोथ को भी एनकरेज करेंगे। आरएनएफआई इस परिवर्तन के लिए अग्रणीय है, जो लोगों को उनके फाइनेंस को एक्सेस और मैनेज करने के तरीके को बदलकर आसान बना रहा है। आरएनएफआई न केवल शहरी क्षेत्रों में बल्कि ग्रामीण भारत में भी अपने व्यापक बैंकिंग और फिनटेक सेवाओं के माध्यम से लोगों को आर्थिक तरक्की करने में सहयोग कर रहा है। आरएनएफआई में हम देश के सभी देशवासियों को सुरक्षित और सुलभ डिजिटल बैंकिंग सेवाएं प्रदान कर रहे हैं, जिससे अंडर बैंक ग्रामीण इलाकों में भी फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन को बढ़ाने में मदद मिल रही है और आर्थिक विकास की नई संभावनाएं जागृत हो रही हैं। रैली पे आत्मनिर्भर भारत की पहचान।
Thank you for watching. Now we will start with the company presentation. I request Ms. Shreya to please take us over to the company presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vaishnavi. Next slide, please. So, starting with the company's presentation, I would like to formally introduce RNFI Services Limited. This was founded in 2015 with a bunch of techies, and it is an integrated business model which aims to provide financial inclusion services to the remotest parts of the country. It has currently presence in 28 states and 5 union territories, which covers the whole of India right now, with an employee strength of 1400 plus just on their standalone level of company, and serving more than 17,000 pin codes with a network base of more than 3.5 lakh network partners and more than 2,500 BC agents. So what they do is they are engaged as business correspondents with various national public sector and private sector banks to provide various kind of services, be it money transfers, opening of bank accounts, renewal of FDs, microfinancing. So these are the small two self-help groups, cash withdrawal services. So we'll see these services in detail in the next slide. Can we move on to the next slide, please? So if we categorize it, the first is the business correspondent services. These services basically include direct money transfer, Aadhaar-enabled payment systems, micro ATMs, which basically engage in cash withdrawals, balance inquiries, and mini statements. Second is the kiosk traditional banking methods, which means they have a dedicated desk-like system and extended arm of banks basically to provide various kind of services which are listed in front of your screens. Then the third is the doorstep services, which is basically going to the remotest parts of the villages or the districts and getting their KYCs done on behalf of the. Next slide, please. Non-business correspondent services. So apart from the traditional banking services, they have a bunch of services which are hosted on their web portal and mobile application. That is the utilities and travel. They can provide IRCTC bookings, flight bookings, bill payment systems, which add as an additional portfolio of services for their customers. Second is the loan collection services. So with this growing era of lending business, collection services will become an important part of the country, which they aim to provide through three modes, that is digital collection, physical collection, and telephonic connection. Next slide. The third business which they are engaged in is full-fledged money changer business. So for this, they have acquired the FFMC license, as Mr. Dipankar has said. This is basically a purchase and sale of foreign exchange currencies for travel purposes. So this is under the flagship of a wholly owned subsidiary company, that is Rally Money Private Limited. They have currently 15 branches spread all over India. The fourth one is the insurance broking service. This is also under a flagship of a wholly owned subsidiary company, Rally Assure, which started its operations just in 2022 and is giving a fair kind of margins to the company because it is registered as a direct license broker under IRDA and is giving a host of services like term life insurance, motor insurance coverage, and personal accident coverage. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yes. So these are the subsidiary companies which are listed below. The one we talked about was Really Money and Really Assure. Apart from these, they have some other subsidiary companies which are engaged in providing add-on services to the companies. Next. So this is the broad journey of RNFI. Started in 2015. Over the years, they have onboarded as business correspondents under various national public sector and private sector banks, some of which have been listed below, like Fino Payments Bank, NSDL Payments Bank. Next one, please. Next slide. Yes, so they are also acting, they also are associated with Umang Project, the Maharashtra State Livelihood Rural Mission, and some other largest private banks. Of course, the names are not disclosed here, but they are providing the services to them as well. The next are the competitive strengths of the company. Being a company which is engaged in a host of services, this is serves as a holistic business model for its network partners, because they can cross sell any of its services to the potential customers that step into them. So this is a very potential business for all segment side. Next is the asset light scalable business model. So because what they do is they have their network partners spread all over the India. They just provide them with a biometric scanner, with a micro ATM, which is the minimal cost they have to incur for setting up and start generating revenue from that area. Next is the vast distribution network. As we are discussing now and then, that they have built over the years a network base which acts as a strong point for them to build the growth story forward. And they aim to enhance it further, which we will see in the next couple of slides. The next one is a technology centric platform. Because all these services are being provided through their web portal and mobile application, they have an in-house technological team which continuously monitors and tries to build on their technological system so that they can provide a robust fraud risk management to their potential customers. And the leadership team, of course, they have their experience in this fintech advanced technological space to cater to these services. Next slide, please. The business strategies going forward, as we have listed down, are building on a fast distribution network. This will be enabled using the deployment of micro ATMs, because they act as a crucial cash withdrawal services for their network partners. So they have a plan of distribution of around 60,000 micro ATMs in the next financial year. The third one is the strategic expansion. They, in one of the objects also, they have disclosed that they will be acquiring those businesses which will act as the further booster to their company in terms of maybe geographic expansion or maybe in terms of segment expansion. Next is they continue to leverage their technology to provide more advanced and better solutions to their network partners. Next slide, please. This is a broad snapshot of the financial performance of the company. So the company has earned 935 crores in financial year 24, and with an EBITDA margin of around roughly 19 crores and a PAT margin of roughly 10 crores. Next slide, please. This is some metrics, the performance metrics and the return metrics. So the company has earned roughly a return on net worth of around 41% and capital employed of around 30%. Next slide, please. Yeah. So these are the two companies which we have also depicted in the RHP, that is BLS e-services and MOS utility. As you can see, the margins and the comparisons listed below. The P ratio of as on July 12, 2024 that we have taken is BLS stands at 69 and MOS utility stands at 45. Next slide, please. So the broad objects of the issue are the amount to be utilized for funding capital expenditure is roughly 10 crores. The in-house technological development counts for 5 crores, and the funding working capital requirements counts for 25 crores. The balance 35% of the gross proceeds are to be utilized for unidentified acquisitions and general corporate purposes. So these are the listing dates and the price bands. So tomorrow, that is July 19, is the anchor date, and the issue will be open for public on July 22 to July 24. The price band is from 98 to 105 in bid lots of 1200 and in multiples thereof, with the IPO size of 67 lakh 44,000 shares, and this represents 27.03% of the post issue paid up capital.
So the implied market cap of the company at the upper price band would be 260 crores, and it roughly at a P multiple of 19 as at FY24 numbers.
Yes.
So we can see that the IPO is very fairly priced vis-a-vis its peers in the industry right now.
Yes, next slide, please. This is the management profile of the company. As I have been telling, Mr. Ranveer Khyale is the chairman and managing director of the company. He has over 8 years of experience in the field of fintech and software development. Mr. Nitesh Kumar Sharma is yet another promoter with a BTech in computer science. And Mr. Dipankar Agarwal, the executive director. Next slide. Mr. Rahul Srivastav serves as the executive director in the company with over 22 years of experience in banking. Mr. Kirandeep Singh Anand with over 19 years of experience. And if we see other than the executive directors, the company has a renowned board of directors in terms of independent directors as well, because they are from field of finance and are serving worldwide. Next slide, please. Mr. Sunil Kulkarni, he has over 37 years of experience in the fields of finance and has been serving at various notable positions in other companies. Mr. Akhtar Singh Monga has over 41 years of experience in finance field, and he is also a consultant to Bank of America. Mr. Ashok Kumar Sinha is the ex-principal chief commissioner of income tax. So they have a renowned independent directors who are overseeing their corporate governance. Next slide, please. This is a snapshot of their web portal. Next slide. And this is the snapshot of their mobile app. Thank you very much.
So as we can see that गवर्नमेंट का आगे का सपना है भारत निर्माण का थ्रू डिजिटल इंडिया and the company is purely focused in attaining this objective and helping the banks and fintech companies in their run to the digital India process. So RNFI plays a very crucial role in the ecosystem of the fintech industry and is very much poised to raise money from here and grow further from here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. We will start with the question and answers. I request all the participants to post their questions in comment box. Thank you. So first question is from Yash Mistry. What is your working capital cycle?
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, working capital cycle is, if we are talking about FY24 number, working capital cycle is minus 1.60 days.
Okay. Next question, please. Vikas Joseph. Why are raising money for working capital when you have around 60 crores in cash and when your working capital cycle is very small at around 12 days?
So basically, जो 60 करोड़ रुपए कैश हमारी बुक्स में दिख रहा है, it is a pre-funded ledger of our agent what they use. So that is not basically our fund, that is the agent's fund which he need to use through our application. The reason for raising the working capital is because we have expanded in delinquent loan collection, and the normal receivable cycle in this business is about 90 to 120 days. But we need to basically pay our bills on monthly basis, and we have got lots of project in delinquent loan collection business. That is the reason 25 crore is being used for that purpose. I hope this answers your question.
So we want to add something on this. Shreya will add. Yeah.
So basically, first, if I explain the balance of 60 crores in cash, so for that, you have to understand its model. There is a concept of total balance of merchants in this company. So, whenever the network partner onboards, they have to keep a balance in their account so that whenever the end consumer comes for the transaction, they have that required balance on the portal. So this 60 crores is not basically is can be it's what should I say? It can be directly demanded by the by the network partner at any point of time and is cannot be used for any other purpose. So this is not for working capital. Second, for working capital, as Mr. Dipankar has already said, that first is the delinquent loan collection business that has a higher working capital cycle of around 80 to 100 days, which requires them to maintain cash balance because they get the bills cleared from the banks at a later stage of time. Second is that in order to maintain this total balance of merchants at an equal par so that the company can execute the transactions of the network partners, they have to carry that working capital in their hand so that they can build more business and execute more transactions out of it.
Okay. Next question, please. Havesh Jain, if possible, can you guide about the EBITDA margins of the COS for different services?
Different EBITDA for different.
So basically, if I first consider the Rally Money business, which is the FFMC business, so it has a comparatively lower margin of around 0.5%.
What is that business?
Rally Money FFMC business is basically purchase and sale of foreign exchange currencies. So that is basically a trading business. It has a lower margin on it. Second is the Rally Assure business, which is the insurance broking business, which commenced its operations in FY 2022. So it has an EBITDA margin of roughly 50%. So that is a fairly good margin for the company. And coming to the business correspondence and non-business correspondence services, the EBITDA margins for the companies ranges around 10 to 15%.
Okay. Next question, please. Swechha Jain, device purchases for 9.18 crores. Are these micro ATM devices which we have bought? If yes, from whom do we purchase this? How much do we charge our network partners for using these devices?
Yes, these are micro ATM devices, and we have a purchase order from two of the companies whom we are planning to source it from. Along with that, yes, we do provide this micro ATMs in a network on a rental basis and on a certain down payment and then rental basis. Also, we promote basically if the agents do a certain amount of business as an incentive, we can waive off the rental also to basically promote the business. Also, it helps us basically in acquiring. It's also one of the basic uh, purpose of increasing our distribution and penetration further into the landscape.
And as for the other part of the question concern, where do we buy these micro ATM devices from? There are designated equipment manufacturing companies in India and abroad from where we have already raised required orders, and the orders are already in pipeline and they are delivering it. Accordingly, we will be distributing it to our retail network partners. Hope that suffices.
Okay, sir. Next question, please. Vikas Joseph, your property, plant and equipment has increased from 3.4 crores to 14 crore from financial year 23 to 24. Where have we increased the assets and what will be the asset turnover from this addition?
Actually, if you are looking about property, plant and equipment, there is no doubt there is a drastic jump in if we compare to FY23. The major increase belongs to there is one immovable plot also in that particular PPE, includes in that PPE, as well as there is MATM. The Dipankar already told you that MATM company started MATM rental concept in FY24, starting from FY24. So that MATM is also classified as a property, plant and equipment. So that's why there is an increase in jump in property, plant and equipment.
Okay, sir. Next question. Svecha Jain. Do we also charge them per transaction basis for using micro ATM?
We basically do not charge our agent. In MATM micro ATM business, it is the inter transaction fees which is we our acquirer bank gets, and so on. We get the commission and we pass to our agent.
Okay. Next question, please. CS. How many partners will be working on debt collection side?
As of now, we have for 4-5 major clients, out of which we are the biggest vendor to bank like Bank of Baroda, and then we have SBI credit cards, Kotak Mahindra Bank, L&T Finance, and Bajaj. So these are some of the major partners whom we are working for the debt collection side.
Okay. Next question, please. Mitesh Kundar. Why EBITDA margins were falling from financial year 21 to 23? What are learning from it and what are strategies to improve in coming quarters?
Actually, if we are talking about FY21 to 23, EBITDA margin is falling because as Dipankar already told you that after FY22, company is is in diversified stage. So company by placement services, placement private limited, as well as incorporate one of the subsidiaries Rally Assure. So initial year, either in FY22 or 23, that subsidiaries are in loss. But if you are talking about FY24, the subsidiaries are earning good margin. So that's why FY21 to 23 EBITDA margin is falling. That's the main reason.
I would like to add something on it. Since we started our FMCC business also during this period, the FMCC business commands a huge turnover because of the trading nature of the forex services which we are offering. So on that high turnover, we have a very less margin. So our combined EBITDA margin has lowered from 21 to 23.
Yes, this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question, please. Nita D. Silva. One of the IPO objective of company is to strengthen technology infrastructure, whom we are tying up for technology supports, how it would help us enhance business.
So to answer this, basically, as we mentioned that we are a tech distribution company, and our foray is tech only. Everything, all the businesses run around tech only, and our tech is in-house. So out of our total strength employees, around 70 to 80 is our techies, and we keep on because in a tech business the life cycle of product is quite short, so we keep on evolving the product, adding new products, and ensure that we have enough servers, technology, hostings, to ensure because our agent base who's using the application and the portal is also increasing day by day. So we need to ensure that our tech infrastructure is up to date and able to cater the traffic we are bringing it on with these many products and these many users.
Okay. Next question.
Basically in-house, they are not tying up with others.
Yeah. So our tech costs also include our tech department salary also about 70-80 people, which are highly skilled in developing and improvising our application and portal.
Okay. Next question, please. Subodh Joshi. What is product development period gestation?
See, if we talk about any of the product development gestation period, it ranges. It ranges from the product to product. Like it might take a 3 months time to anywhere 6 to 8 months time, depending upon our integration with our partner banks, NBFCs, and so on and so forth. So you can say 5 to 6 months can be a period which we are talking about.
Yeah, just to add to that is because our tech is in-house and the founding team understand the business as well. So we are very proud of this thing that our turnaround time on developing the tech is much faster as compared to the competition or industry standards, because our tech understand the business, they have themselves done it, and it's only we are at the mercy of the other hand, basically banks and other organizations, how fast they react to integration.
Okay. Next question, please. Rahul Jain. With availability of working capital, what business scalability do you foresee, at least for the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, as far as the scalability is concerned, currently, if you see our numbers, we are sitting on a PAT of around 10 CR, and we are expected to grow it by around 50 to 60% year on year. So hopefully, next 2 to 3 years, we are in the range of 40 to 45 crore PAT overall.
Scalability is basically
And as far as the business scalability is concerned, we have been running businesses like delinquent loan collection, which has a huge scaling potential across the country. And since, as I mentioned earlier, our partner banks are also basis our past performance. They are insisting us to expand into different geographies, different states. As of now, we are more focused towards the northern part of the country. So they want us to enter the west region and western part of the region also, which is, I think, the precise requirement. One of our requirement for raising this working capital also.
Next question, please. Mayuri Sonamne. What are number of micro ATMs we are targeting by next 2 to 3 years?
So basically, initial plan is to basically plot 60,000 MATM in this financial year. Or further, we plan once this target is achieved. The immediate target is about 60,000 MATMs in this financial year.
Next question, please. Sadika Narang. You are already 1000 crore plus revenue company. Please explain your target for top line by 5 years down the line with funding you have and your strategies for growth.
So we cannot exactly, because of the regulations, we cannot comment on the amount of top line which we'll be achieving. But as mentioned earlier by the directors, so we are targeting a good growth of a reasonable percentage, as you mentioned in his
If
conversation.
you can add here is that our subsidiaries and the new businesses like delinquent loan collection, forex, and insurance business has started making profit, and major growth will happen in these businesses only because they have come from the out of the baby caring period and now able to groom further.
Yeah, and more from the top line, we are looking at the bottom line numbers growth in the coming years.
Okay. Next question, please. Sweta Jain. What is our revenue model for each of our subsegments in VC and non-VC business? If you give us the numbers as to what exactly do we charge for these services, are these per transaction basis?
So basically, this segment is very vast. As I would like to bring it down to product as many as possible product wise. So in remittance part, basically we get a transaction which we upsell to our agent. So here in BC business, the domestic money remittance business, we get a transaction and we upsell that to the agent. And on withdrawal side, we get commission from the bank for inter-transaction fees, which we pass on to our agent. If we talk about delinquent loan collections, so where we are paid on a percentage depending upon what bucket we are catering to, which we have recovered. Like more more risky or the more NPA it is works towards the NPA, the higher the margin is there in that business. And in terms of recharges, Again, it's a commission in DTH. It's again a commission in ticketing also. It's again commission or a fee we pay to our agent, and we get in that way only.
Next question, please. Anuraksha, how do you plan to utilize the IPO proceeds to further accelerate growth and expand your market presence?
So as mentioned, the major part objective of issue of the capital, basically to use the working capital over 25 crores to basically increase our businesses majorly in delinquent loan collection, which has a higher profit margin business, and the MATM acquiring and then distributing, basically allocating them in different parts of the country to basically increase our network, because our network is the foray, the 3.5 lakh agents, and we want to increase that base also, our railroad also, so that in future also we basically want to bring on more products. Also, if you see our insurance business and the forex business, so in spite of doing it conventionally, we want this network to basically provide us leads and helping us, basically adding it. I'll give you an example. We are planning to basically convert around 10,000 of our current network into POS, insurance POS, where they can sell over-the-counter products. So it will be an added business apart from the conventional way of calling and selling it to dealerships.
Also, to add here, when it in terms of our forex business, so currently we are working as a unified full-fledged money changer, and post IPO proceeds, it will also help us increase our overall net worth, and we will be applying for a authorized dealer to category of license with RBI, which will help us directly import currencies, offer services like inward outward remittances, and expand our network. We currently are sitting around 14, 15 branches. So we want to expand those number of branches to 100 by the end of this fiscal year, and also increase our overall profit margins in forex business.
Next question, please. Vikas Joseph, why is your margin so less, and is there any plan to increase your margins in future?
So as mentioned already that due to the forex business, where bulk sale and purchase of the currency is counted in a revenue, taking our profit margin so thin. And now, as just Rahul mentioned, that once we qualify for AD2 category, there our margins will increase, and also that is the main reason that at a profit margin at a group level is thinner as compared to individual businesses.
Next question, please. Ananya Swaminathan, are there any plans for expanding into new service offerings or geographic regions?
Definitely, yes. We are an ever expanding, ever growing company, and as I mentioned, most of our businesses, our partner banks are requesting us to expand our geographical locations. Like one we just spoke about delinquent loan collections. We want to shift towards west and southern part of the country and open offices there, and start helping banks to offer these services. And new services are always there. I mean, including forex, insurance, our traditional businesses, and whatever the services our partner banks are offering, allowing us to offer. We are always open to take those services into designated areas where we are expanding.
Okay. Next question, please. Rajesh Bhatia, what strategies do you have in place to capitalize on the growing demand for digital financial services in India?
So yes, so basically we are we are working on a pet project of Government of India financial inclusion. So basically, if you see these days, governments, be it central government or state governments, offer a lot of aids to people like old age pensions, unemployment support, farmers support. So these sort of things require people in semi-urban rural areas to basically have bank accounts to receive these aids. Just to give you an example, once this government was formed recently, the first file signed by the PM was about the farmer support only, 20,000 crores, which has went to the farmer's bank account, and it has been utilized through our network only. So definitely there is a huge demand of digitalization and financial services. To add here also, if you see on an insurance in our country, is the coverage is only not even more than 20%. So there is still a lot of scope in this business to basically provide and bridge that gap of the users who want to, who basically doesn't have the knowledge or doesn't have access to get these products.
Okay. Next question, please. Anandi Mittal, can you throw some light on your digital strategy?
Yeah, see, most of our business, if you see and if you go to our website, it is purely on a digital model, like the one we have been telling you, like the delinquent loan collection business. It is based on the requirement. We have a digital part of it also, and the same business model is also running on the digital part also. Somehow making it a digital strategy.
So how it works in a digital way in delinquent loan collection is through IVR, through text messages, and involving bots also in that to do these delinquent loan collection. In term of BC business, the application is there. So we also have business where we have developed the app for the banks to do the eKYC. If you follow RBI circulates recently, there has been a demand for MPOS companies to basically do the KYCs of those MPOSs, and we already been doing this services for last 2 3 years, and the scope of this business is already very high. We have integrated that application into our app, and our agents can do the KYCs of these POS or prepaid cards provided by the bank, even the current accounts holders as well.
So the bottom line is our entire strategy revolves around digital only. I mean, if you see.
So we have the tech as well as the agent network. So combinedly, it escalates basically helps plan the future growth plan as well.
Okay. Next question, please. Sudeep Shastri, how does your platform differentiate itself from existing players in B2B and B2B2C fintech space?
So only one thing which takes us apart, our platform and our business as compared to our peers and competition, is the diversification. So traditionally, our competition and the peers only provide the BC or non-BC services. So we are here providing the delinquent loan collections, providing the insurance leads as well as forex leads. So this is what makes us
Differentiate
part
us.
from other players.
Okay. Next question, please. Sadika Narang, what specific features distinguish your online portal from competitors and fintech sector?
So if we talk about B2B segment, I just answer this question about diversification. So that is what keep the agent attached to our portal and application is the diversification and opportunity to earn more income from different businesses.
Next question, please. Priyanka Salunke, what business risk you foresee from future growth perspective?
Yeah, so risk per se, I mean, this is more of a regulatory and compliant risk which we envisage. Maybe there in the future, any change in the policy guidelines from regulators, market regulators, this might impact. So this might impact our growth a little bit only, because as my colleague Dipankar has rightly mentioned, we are fairly diversified now. So not all sectors will go down at a time, and not all sectors will be the regulation will drive all the sectors. So if there is some kind of regulation, business impact in one of our business, so then we have other businesses ready in place to cover the risk and basically cover the risk for that business. So our diversification is the key for us.
Next question, please.
I think we
Ananya.
already, answered this question. We can skip.
Rajesh Bhatia, could you provide insights into your transaction volume growth and customer acquisition metrics over the past few years?
So I'll answer the later part of the question first. So the customer acquisition in our business would be our immediate agents who are using our platform. So for that we have our manpower, the feet on street we have who acquire this agent network, and also acquires a distributor who source this agent for us. We have a very robust onboarding process wherein it's a very highly tech innovated process we have, and easy to use and as well as compliance. On the first part of the question about our transaction volume, if I'm not wrong, we do a transaction worth, we can quote that number, it's
Approximately
100
300
lakhs.
Monthly transaction.
115 lakhs worth of transaction in a month.
Okay. Next question, please. Chaitanya Deshpande, there are many unorganized players in same business you operate. How would you distinguish yourself from them and ensure higher business growth?
See, I mean, again, the key is diversification. I understand there are very too many unorganized players in this industry, but yes, see, the kind of partnership we are having with our banking alliances and other players in the financial services, that demark differentiates us a lot from those unorganized players, and that is what stands us apart. I mean, if you see, I mean, the types or the partnerships we have done in past with big banks, the private sector banks and the public sector banks, and also the key industry players, key NBFCs. So I mean, if you see the organized players, you won't find them in that space where we are working. So I think that is the key, and that only is going to assure our business growth in future. I mean, the more and more tie-ups, the more and more partnership we are going to do with banks, and the more and more sectors we are going to enter into, which we are already doing. I mean, again, we are talking about the diversification. We are into forex business. We are into insurance. We are into delinquent loan collection. You might see us maybe 1 or 2 years down the line into the lending business also. So that is how we are. Okay.
So just to add here also, what two more points here is that as you mentioned as unorganized player, if you follow our industry of BC business, lately the banks have introduced guidelines which basically kicks out the players who are unorganized or uncompliant, and it makes place for fittest of the survival. So if something happens with this regards, so it is for everyone, and who will survive this period will be will have the market share.
Okay. Next question, please. Saurabh Gupta, what is our market share in Forex segment? How revenues model works with bank as fees for our service offered?
Uh, Market share as such, maybe, I mean, it's very difficult for us to denote in terms of number. I mean, maybe we are in the top 4 or 5 industry players now in terms of volume. And as far as the second part of the question goes, revenue model, we work with banks on a margin basis where we buy and sell currency. We buy currencies from bank on a particular margin. The bank also keep their margin with them, and on a certain maybe some points basis we earn zero point 0.5 or zero point 0.6 basis we earn the margin on that currencies which we buy from banks. The revenue model is simple there as such.
Okay. Next question, please. Sarita Dubey, what are the major trends in your industry that could impact your business?
See, trends, I mean, again, as I mentioned earlier, maybe a policy change or a compliance or regulatory compliance from the regulator side. only that I feel can impact. Otherwise, as we have mentioned, we are a tech distribution platform, and we are just right now into the financial services distribution. And as and when service will come, we'll keep on adding it to in our kitty and distributing it to through our network, for which we have already created a railroad. So that is how we are going to keep moving ahead.
Okay. Next question, please. Divya Patel, what is regulatory support and risk to our business operations?
This already, I think we have answered, right?
Okay, sir. Next question. Research Ace, what are the expansion plans for branch network in financial year 25 and 26?
So I think, as we've already mentioned, in terms of our forex business, which is one of our subsidiary, we are planning to expand. As of now, we have got 14, 15 branches. We are planning to take it, but that is subject to approval from regulator. We are planning to take it to approximately 100 branches in coming fiscal.
Okay. Next question, please. Siddharth Upadhyay, what are capex requirements for next 2 to 3 years?
I think the same is already mentioned in the RHP. Like what is the capex requirement? Like company is one or two of the object belongs to capex part, like micro ATM, laptops, this kind of capex. But I already mentioned in the RHP.
No, but for the next 2 3 years, they are asking. So, generally, what is in the current year will be the similar requirement in the next one. It will also depend on how fast we are going to expand. Just as our directors have mentioned, if we get an approval from the regulator, then we can go from 15 branches to 100 branches. In that cases, maybe our capex requirement will be high. And if we are not able to get that cleared from the regulation in this year, though it may be shifting to next year, or we may have to lower our branch expansion from 100 to 50. So it will all depend on how the regulators will be giving us the permissions, and based on that, our capex requirements may change. Otherwise, it will be stable as we can see in the past year and the coming year.
Okay. Next question, please. Vaibhav Patil, which vertical we are focusing going forward and what is business opportunity of that segment?
So, as mentioned in objective issue of using working capital, so delinquent loan collection is the one business opportunity which is targeted for growth. In this segment is because you see there's a lot of lending happening around in our country right now. So agencies, the banks and lenders basically requires delinquent collection because there is certain percentage which goes into NPAs and other delinquencies. So this is the one business which has a huge, I would say, opportunity, as well as I mentioned about the insurance. That is also one of the sector where it is still underserved. So these two sectors have huge opportunities, and we are focusing on it to grab our hands on it.
Okay. Next question, please. Ananya Swaminathan, thanks for answering all the answers briefly. Also, detailed presentation helped us understanding the business.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
I think we have covered majority of questions. Thank you, Nimish sir. Thank you, Dipankar sir. Thank you, Rahul sir. Thank you, Rithika, and thank you, Shreya ma'am. All the best for the
Thank you, Shreya. Thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.